I've practiced NoFap and Semen Retention for over 3 years now, and in this video I will tell you exactly 4 ways in which it completely changed my life and how you can implement it as well. Welcome back to the Masculine Direction. It's always good to see you, man. Always great to have you here in the Masculine Direction, where we are interested in becoming true masculine role models, and your time is valuable, so let's get into it. So first, quickly, what is NoFap? What is semen retention? For the people who don't know, NoFap is the act of not watching porn and not masturbating in order to attain semen retention, which is retaining your semen. And why would you do this? The way I like to define it is accelerating and adding a level of depth to your personal growth process. And how does that work? You transmutate the very potent biological energy for us to procreate, and you transmute that into higher goals, objectives, and the man you want to become. I've been practicing NoFap for over 3 years, and I stumbled upon it on accident. When I broke up with my girlfriend 3 years ago, 1 week before I moved to Taiwan to live there, I didn't have any sex drive, didn't have any desire to masturbate, so I built a streak on accident. As time progressed, I started feeling very good, even though I just had a breakup and all these things had changed. And so I started looking for the causes as to what could make me feel so good. And at that very time, I was reading The Way of the Superior Man from David Deida, which I highly recommend, by the way. And in this book, he talks about NoFap, and he was literally explaining the practice as I was accidentally practicing it. And so I thought, I gotta try this shit. And as I was in a very socially dynamic setting, right, in an exchange community in Taiwan, I got to experience all the benefits from NoFap in a very emphasized way, because I was doing a lot of things, meeting a lot of new people, and this is really where the benefits of NoFap can shine. And I can only say, man, this time it was so exciting because what NoFap does is it really gets all these masculine traits, and I say authentic traits, right? It's no forcing, it's no dick measuring competition, it's no compensation behavior. No, it's authentic, natural, masculine charm that's specific to you as a person. You will start to see it come out in front of your eyes. All these parts of yourself start evolving. You observe it as it happens. And it's such an exciting time, man. If I think about those first months on NoFap, I just wish that to every man and experience that for themselves. And so in this video, I will tell you the 4 overarching main benefits from NoFap that completely changed my life. And make sure to stick around until the end of the video, because I will give you a very powerful way to implement and try out your first NoFap streak. And then also how to build a rhythm and routine and how that works exactly. So number 1, a deep sense of will and focus. What you need to understand is that masculine energy is the creating energy. It wants to go out into the world, and it wants to build and conquer and create. And as this starts accumulating, you become more assertive to your own desires and needs. This is your will, right? Your willpower. You simply start caring less about this overthinking routine, this analyzing your thoughts and behaviors. It simply starts mattering less as you become more drawn to action and pulling the trigger, right? Meeting your own needs, expressing yourself. That just simply, it's not interesting anymore. It's just becomes boring to overthink and be so passive, right? You become more decisive, more assertive, and you really build a sense of clarity, right? A focus that goes along with that willpower. This is probably the most essential benefit for NoFap, because this impacts everything. Not just how you talk in front of groups or in front of the class or whatever. This impacts every single thing you do and how you want to do it. And if you're going to do it, a sense of will and a focus that goes along with it will affect every single micro detail of your life and of your masculine journey. This deeper sense of will and focus simply means that you become more drawn to what's inside and expressing that to the world. This means taking action. And this is not only such an exciting part of it, right, as it just feels good to be you and do what you want to do and start caring less about others, but it also means that you start doing more and that you start taking action. Hands down, the most life-changing and most important benefit for NoFap. Number two is becoming more attractive. And I know there's a lot of opinions and a lot of discussions about this part, and I will give you my honest take on it after 3 years of introspective experience on NoFap. So first, there's two sides to it. One is less easy to explain, the more mysterious side maybe, and the other one is very easy to explain. So let's start with the more mysterious side. A lot of men comment that NoFap is this kind of superpower that starts to, that you become this fucking magnet, like dish, 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 all these women, fly your way. And, I gotta say, please don't think this, don't believe it, and definitely don't start doing NoFap because of it, because it will not happen. It will not work. You will not become more attractive. You will actually become more desperate. Because if you start doing something with an outcome like that in your mind, you will have miserable results. What I do have to say about this part is that, yes, there is a part of it that's a little less explainable. If you do NoFap with a clear goal and objective in mind that is actually adding something to the world, I do believe that this creates a very magnetic energy. And of course, if your vibration is higher, you attract more, right? This is also shown in studies more and more, which is very interesting. As it used to be really like a wishy-washy voodoo type shit, it's actually starting to become more grounded in science. So NoFap, I am 100% convinced, raises your vibration. And I think this explains a part of that more mysterious side of attraction and sometimes these interesting things that can happen not only with women, but with fucking dogs, men, with everything. You become more attractive on a less explainable level. That's as far as I'm willing to go in terms of this less explainable side. I simply don't know the truth. More than that, NoFap definitely has a positive effect on your vibration. So I will let you finish the rest of that. And then the very explainable side to becoming more attractive is simply you become more present, you become more appreciative of human contact. As you step away from porn and all these unhealthy expectations and standards, not only with women, but in general, you start enjoying eye contact and good conversations. You really become more present and appreciative of interactions with others. And this simply is very fucking attractive, right? This is contagious, this energy. And of course, this willpower that you're developing, right? This idea of you wanting to do something and fucking doing it, plus the 3 benefits that will come after this, they really tie into just you becoming more masculine, more confident. And this is simply very attractive as well. Number 3, higher energy levels. Straightforward, as your dopamine levels are balanced. Remember the fact that watching porn, masturbating is one of the highest dopamine releases you can achieve as you're tricking your brain into having sex with your screen, basically. And stepping away from that dopamine release really resets your whole dopamine system. And that simply means that the simple, more mundane and boring things start becoming interesting. And you slowly start building more desire to release dopamine in new and different ways. Of course, also the testosterone levels do increase. However, it varies a lot per person. Whereas free testosterone in one person goes up with 50, it can go up for someone else with 200. Or even more, right? These ranges are very inconsistent, and so the studies that I've read on it aren't too bulletproof. So again, I'm giving you my honest take here. I'm not gonna talk any shit. I'm just telling you what I've learned and what I know for sure, and whether that confirms my experience. And I've definitely noticed a much higher and more consistent level of energy as you start appreciating the more simple things in life again. Number 4, self-confidence. Of course, huge aspect, very simple one. Self-confidence is nothing else than your self-reputation and your self-image. And as you tell yourself you're going to do something hard, like NoFap, which is a very hard thing to do, and you actually manage to do it, your self-reputation increases. As you start observing yourself in these more decisive, assertive, more energetic situations socially and in your own life and in the gym and on jiu-jitsu or kickboxing, whatever you're doing, of course, your self-image also becomes healthier and becomes better. And these two create higher self-confidence. And the fifth one, your sex life becomes much better. And I'm not talking about the fact that you're attracting, that you're becoming more attractive, and maybe for that reason have more partners, more success in this area. I'm talking about your sex life as it is. As you become more present and you're detaching from this unhealthy image that we are conditioned with on these websites, you simply become more in sync and present, you know, just as this site of attraction as well, you know, you're more in the moment, right? You're making eye contact. You know, this also extends to sex. And as you are more in sync with your partner, you feel more what she needs, what she wants, and also what you yourself desire. And honestly, man, you just have to experience this one for yourself. This is a difference between night and day. And one more thing to add to that is I often get the question, how is it possible to last in bed when you're not masturbating? And to that I usually say, as you start becoming really in control of your sexual urges and desires, which happens between like day 7 and 10. You know, before that, it's still a lot of attention, and you're very occupied with women, etc. But if you progress past that point, you become actually in control of these urges more and more, and this extends to sex as well. As long as you're breathing through your stomach, you can decide how long you last, and you become much more in control actually than when you were masturbating. So as I said, I also promised a very powerful way to implement and start doing NoFap for the first time. I want you to create a direction, an objective for you to complete in 30 days. And make this objective one that almost seems like you cannot complete it. Once you've done that, I invite you to start a 30-day streak with that objective in mind, in honor of that objective. So it's for something bigger than yourself. And once you've started on this 30-day streak with this higher goal in mind, I want you to journal every evening. So every evening you write one page or as much as you want to write really. You document what you're noticing in your body, in your interactions. You're documenting the journey. If you've completed this challenge and you want to know what's the best routine in continuing NoFap, or you're already doing NoFap and you want to know what the best routine is, in very old Chinese medicine, they were already talking about NoFap. And they talked about the best rhythm or routine to NoFap is if you're in your 20s, to reset every 1 week, in your 30s, 2 weeks, and in your 40s, 1 month. Hey man, good to see that you're still here. I hope that means that you are enjoying the content. If you have that fire inside of you, but you feel like you've not yet started to express it to the world, that's exactly what we're doing in the masculine direction. NoFap is actually the engine under the whole framework, and I will teach you a lot more about how to implement it and how to use it for your masculine journey. If this sounds interesting to you, click in the description down below to apply for a free discovery call with me. See you in the next one.